Welcome to Live Pure, the podcast. I'm your hostess, Janelle Alexandra. Get comfy, settle in, as we discuss all things health and well-being. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Now, let's get to talking about living pure. Hi, welcome back. This is Pure Phoenix Podcast. I'm Janelle, your host. And today we're here with my friend Julie Dale, who's a health and wellness coach. We're going to talk a little bit about how she helped me on my own personal journey and a little bit more about what she does when I'm not around. Good morning. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing amazing.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's good to finally see you face to face.
Yes, we were on the phone for 6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah.
That was wonderful.
I think you had originally thought about doing it for 4 weeks, and then we all agreed that we needed more time with you.
Yes, I think you were one of the people that told me, I think that needs to be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Another person too is like, I think we need more than 4 weeks.
Yeah, it took about 3 weeks to get to know you personally and to start feeling comfortable to open up. And then those last 3 weeks, we were really honing in on some amazing things. So
Yeah, and just to back up a little bit for the story, I have transitioned as a physical therapist into the health and wellness coaching business. And one of the things I wanted to do was get some people on board, like to give me some testimonials. And so that's where you and I met, was because you answered one of the Facebook
I think it was Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, and you and 3 other people got back with me. And so that's where I was like, I'll just do 4 weeks and then I'll get the feedback. And then we switched it to 6 after. Yeah, it takes a little longer to get to know somebody than 4 weeks. Okay, we're done.
Yeah. Now, I'd only had one other life coach previous to you, but we were doing a 3-month package at once, and we met each other via Zoom once a week, and that was also pretty spectacular. But what makes you stand out, and again, this was just a little trial that we were doing together, but what made you stand out was you were literally always there for me. So it was beyond just our weekly phone chats. It was also if I had something come up or I started to feel panic about something or I really needed to talk to somebody about that specific situation, you were always responding right back immediately. And that felt so personal and so beautiful and, like I was really being seen and heard. So I appreciated that aspect of what you offer.
That's good. I pride myself on that. I appreciate that feedback because coming from a physical therapy background, I think that really trained me, if I can say that word, to hone in on what people are telling me, and that helps me listen to what they're saying and really take in what they want from me or need from me.
Yeah.
Whether that's, can you please touch base with me on Tuesday morning because I feel like after Monday I'm going to need someone to talk to. And whether or not you need it, I can still remember to do that for you. Or, no, I don't need you to do that. I just need to talk to you once a week.
Yeah.
Or, would you mind if I just could text you if I needed something? So I'm all about the individual person and what they need. And so my ability to listen to somebody and really take in what it is they're telling me is where I think I stick out.
Yeah. And you were really good with follow-ups as well. So after our initial phone conversation for the week, then you would also send me emails and you would recap what we were talking about so that I could either put that in my notes or like I'm the kind of person where reading something really sets deeper into my brain versus just hearing it. And so being able to recap and read what we had gone through really helped deepen what I was supposed to focus on for the week and what I was committing myself to. And, so on top of you holding me accountable for those things, now I had something that was also helping to keep myself accountable.
Yeah,
so
I think it's kind of like
that.
A PDF for you, your little own PDF. And that comes from my years of having to keep notes and set goals for people and have it written because that was required basically. But I keep that part because I think it's important not only for the client but for myself because I want to know, like, I'm not going to exactly remember every single thing that we just talked about. That's why I like to keep notes. And then I can highlight what I think I heard you mention the most or that maybe I'm feeling is something that's of particular importance to you. And then I can go back and say, okay, this is where I think the issue is. And so we're going to really focus on these goals or on this situation. And when you can see it, like you say, see it on a piece of paper, then you can say, well, yeah, I guess I did say that. And I really do think that's where I am at. And this is what I want. And by saying it out loud to somebody else who then gives it back to you, that's how you can stay accountable.
Yeah, and that was what set you apart from, again, now I've had 3 life coaches, but it really set you apart on that aspect because we were really honing in on things. And again, it really made me feel heard and understood when you would repeat something back, and then I had to hear it for myself. And then it's like, well, do I really feel that way? Do I really think that? And so it was really, really helpful because, so what Julie was helping me get ready for was I did some plant medicine down in Cancun over the month of March of 2024. And I've been going through this personal journey for a couple of years now, and I was going down with a friend that I had developed extreme emotions for, deep feelings, and we weren't in the same place. And so she was really helping me to navigate, do I go on this journey still? Do we go together? How do I navigate through this friendship and keep the friendship strong? And it was one of the most beautiful aspects of my journey, really. And I think you really helped prepare to not only get me there, but then to make it through the 12-hour long visions that I was seeing. And then I got out of those visions and I was like, what? And, and so just the courage and the strength that you helped give me to and prepare me for that journey was just, again, you're completely set apart from everybody else that I know.
Well, I appreciate that, and I will let you know that you strengthened me by pushing me out of my comfort zone a little, because I was like, okay, health and wellness, health and wellness, health and wellness. And a lot of the things that you were bringing to the table, although it's related because it is health, it is your health. When you are talking about something that's upsetting you or bothering you or is an issue, it does affect your overall health.
Yeah.
And so for me to try to take all that in and give you advice or give you what you're needing without feeling like I am not knowing what I'm doing was really a good thing for me to work on as well, because there may be a point where I might say something like, I don't know if I can help you, therefore I would like to refer you, because I want to give you what you need, right? I don't want to say, oh, sure, I can help you with that, whatever it is that I'm not able to help you with, especially if it's something that would be outside of my level of expertise, let's say, like maybe like a counseling type of thing or something I don't feel very comfortable doing. Then that helps me decipher, do I want to give this advice to somebody when I don't know if this is exactly my expertise, or do I want to refer this person and help them find somebody, because I do want to be that person that helps you get everything you need. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate you kind of taking me outside of the whole, oh, I thought we were just going to talk about losing weight and drinking water and, like what you would see typical health things. But no, everything is related to our health, not just what people think, like my nutrition and my working out and my yoga and my this and my that.
I think that's where diseases come from, is when we're holding on to emotions in the body and we don't know how to process those out. And so it just came so naturally for you. And maybe, again, it's just because we had a good connection from the beginning, but everything just felt like it was flowing so naturally. And you were just reinforcing a lot of things that deep down I think I already kind of knew from my previous journeys and where I was taking from my own health journey to where I'm at today. So you were just reinforcing all of that, and it felt really good coming from somebody with your background, a physical therapy background. It was like, okay, Janelle, she knows what she's doing. And, let her take control a little bit. And that's been part of my journey, is just not being in control. I call myself a recovering perfectionist, which I think I've done a really good job this year of not being one. So
it's hard. It's hard when you're wanting to be in control of everything. I'm the same way. It's hard to let go and to just let things happen. I mean, you have to take action, but at the same time, like not trying to control every little aspect, and and seeking support, and trusting that this person is going to be the right person at this time.
Yeah.
And going back to me being able to help you, I also credit that to my 25 plus years as a physical therapist. I don't even know the different types of people I've worked with. I mean, you name it. I've worked with every personality type, every age, so I think all of that combined also helps me hone in on, okay, yeah, sure, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't seeing, like controlling how this was going to go, oh, this came up. So that's another way of letting go of things, is to let things just happen. So
yeah. I do know that some of my personal journey was being able to gain weight, and a lot of that came with an addiction to marijuana, unfortunately, but just being able to remind myself, I think I had gone so many years where I would just bypass a meal and not think about it. And so one of the beautiful things was that, again, it wasn't just drinking water, or you were really holding me accountable of how many calories did I eat. We were paying attention to the macros and how many grams of protein was I getting in for the day. What were those calories? Were they healthy for me, or was it just me shoving stuff in my face? Because, when we're eating something that's not necessarily healthy for us and we're trying to get rid of negative emotions, we're trying to bring in a state of equilibrium within ourselves. Eating crap is not going to get us there.
Nope.
And so to know that I was going to have to report back to you what I had been eating, and it wasn't just me logging in my FitnessPal or smudging on what it was really holding me accountable to what it was. And then I felt more inspiration to be healthy along those lines. And then again, I think that the trip to Cancun, being down there for 10 days, it was really prepping me to, okay, I have to be healthy because we're going to be eating healthy there as well. And so it was really a snowball effect for me. And so again, the accountability was just bar none.
Well, good. Well, the beautiful part to that is you had your vision of what you wanted to do. You knew what you wanted to do, how many, let's go to the calories, how many calories you thought you needed, the plan you were going to do. You were getting ready to go on this trip. So your journey is going to be way different than someone else who may be similar to you, similar height, similar whatever. But I was able to kind of make sure I heard what you were saying. So you were saying, this is what I want to do. I need to do this. I need to do that. So then that's where I take all that in, and I don't just go, oh, well, here's my 8-week gain weight program. Here, take it and go. This is what I give everybody that tells me they want to gain 5 pounds. Here you go. I'm not going to do that. And so if people are looking to me to provide some type of written, here's what you should eat, here's how you should exercise, here, blah, 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 blah. No, that's not going to happen, because it's going to be custom, because everybody is different. And the same people, twins could come to me with the same thing, and they're going to be, it's
totally
going to be a different journey.
Because of the emotions and the experiences they've had in their lives.
Yep, and what they want. What is their, this is going to be cliche, but what is their why? And a lot of people are like, that's so stupid, don't say that, but it's true. Why do you want to be healthier? What's the purpose? Why do you want me to work with you? I
want to live at least to 125, so I've got a lot of time to be here still.
I got a lot of time. Right, why do you want to be healthier? For you, it's going to be because I want to live a long time, because I want to do my podcast, because I want to do all these things. Someone else is going to be like, I want my kids to watch me eat well and be healthy and happy. That might be their why. So everybody's got their thing. And so I really feel my calling in this next level of life, or whatever I'm doing, is to take what I've learned, take all of my experience, and aim it towards my next ideal people who are wanting to change or learn or grow or start, and they're very motivated, and they are ready to go right now. And they will trust me, because I'll take you there. I'll help you, and you'll get what you want with me. But you gotta trust, and you gotta let me do my work with you. And I almost feel like I can guarantee it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
And I think trust, God, that's such a big deal, because again, I've worked with 3 different life coaches now over the course of the last couple of years. And fortunately for me, I know all 3 of you, but the other 2 I've known outside of, before I hired them as life coaches, we were friends, or I've known them, for years through the yoga community, whatever it may be. So there was already a little bit of trust involved there. But my first one, who I spent, almost 6 months working with, it did take a little bit of time for me to open up, and especially, again, about my addiction and some of the other deep things that I was going through. But because I felt so comfortable with you immediately, it allowed me to really open up fully. And I think because of that, we accomplished so much more in a shorter period of time. And so I can only imagine if somebody gets paired up with a life coach or a health coach, wellness coach that they're not 100% comfortable with, or that coach isn't showing any vulnerability on their own. And I think that was what was special about you, is you came through with your own vulnerabilities a little bit, and that made me feel safe in our environment together. So I think that's a key point, is being able to trust who we're working with.
Yep. Yeah. If you, as any coach, if you're going to set yourself up on a pedestal and never talk about any flaws or flaws, any things that you think might look bad to somebody, they're just going to look at you like, okay, there's this perfect person over here who's like this God, and boy, would I love to be like that. But you really don't. You really want this person to just look like a normal person and to have normal issues. And like you and I, we have the parenting, and we have that in what's the word I'm looking for?
In common?
In common. There you go. And so, see, I don't know all my words.
Yeah, none of us do.
So we could talk a little bit about the struggles with parenting and trying to get things done, but you also have kids to deal with. So me being able to open up about, a lot of times I mess up or I don't get this done or that done because I'm dealing with children. Like telling you this morning I had to, well, how long is this going to last? Because I have a daughter to get to dance, and of course that ended up, she's not having to go this morning anyway, but needless to say, stuff comes up. And
I snuck by and snuggled my kid this morning. Here, so.
None of my kids were home, which is really weird. None of them, well, one of them was, but the other two weren't there. And I was like, well, this is okay, working out, I forgot where we were going with this, but talking about showing vulnerability as a coach, like showing just being open, because I think
showing that you're a human being as well.
I think people want to relate. They don't want to feel scared or intimidated or even in awe. I think they want someone to just chat with, but someone who also can kind of listen when they're talking and then kind of get back to them about, hey, when you just said that, did you really mean that? Or can we go back and talk about what you just said about, it doesn't matter, or when someone says something like that.
Imagine if all relationships were that deep, though, like a health coach. Imagine if all of our friendships and our relationships were that deep every single time, and we could fully settle in and listen to what our friends were having to say and then repeat back to them, did you really mean that, versus us immediately wanting to just give advice. Yeah. And I think once we get really comfortable in our friendships, our relationships with people, we just want to help fix whatever they're complaining about, but really we just want to be seen and heard.
Yep. Absolutely.
And then we want that reinforcement of, this is what I heard you say, is that correct? Mm-hmm. And if we could all get back to kind of that level of intimacy and honesty, imagine where our communities and our society would be today.
I know. My daughter bought me a coffee mug with Lucy, from Charlie Brown. And I don't know if I'll get the quote exactly right, but it said something like, if everybody would just listen to me, this world would be a perfect place.
That's such a Lucy thing to say. Is she sitting at her little psychiatrist?
She was,
desk?
I think it was just a picture of her on the outside of the mug, but it was just so funny. I was like, if everybody would just listen to what I had to say, this would be a perfect world. We would have no issues and no problems. But if everybody felt that way, and everybody listened to everybody else, hey, there you go. Problem solved, right?
Yeah, it was such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, Okay, so when you and I first started working together, you were just venturing out on this journey, so I was really kind of a guinea pig for what you were getting, and that was that was back in March. So we're looking at 4 months ago now, right? Or am I getting my months right? Yeah. So what are you up to now, and where are you headed with what you want to do?
So things are moving along well. I completed my website. I completed the other 4 clients. I actually got a paid client. Who was referred to me through a physical therapy client. So nice. I've getting the ball rolling, and I'm currently just doing a lot of networking, and I'm doing a lot of getting myself out there to be seen, talk to people, and let them know here I am and ready to go. And if you know of anybody who's looking to even talk about health coaching or even physical therapy, because it's not off the table. Because I know some people who know that I'm a physical therapist and they're not quite sure which way to go. And I'm like, look, if I'm working with you as a health coach and you tell me your knee hurts, there you go. Here's another thing I could help you with.
Yeah.
Because I have that in my background.
Yeah. So would you be doing personal, like in-person type counseling then at that point, where you're like doing physical therapy with them and then coaching them at the same time?
I can. I mean, this is
what a beautiful concept that is.
Yeah, this is something that I want to combine, because at first I thought, okay, I have to leave the physical therapy behind. I'm going into health coaching. I can take some of the aspects with me. But then I thought, well, why would I want to do that? I have all of this experience, and if people know, and they won't be afraid to ask me, because people do not, when they know you're a physical therapist, people are not usually afraid to say, hey, my shoulder or my elbow or whatever. And I would be happy to help if I thought I could, or if I don't, again, I would be very available to helping them find someone who could. Let's get you to the doctor. I think you need to get this looked at.
Which is another benefit of the networking, is you start to build up other people that you can start referring out to.
Yes.
Really build a strong
even
community.
Other physical therapy clinics, even, I'm looking more into the holistic side of it, like more naturopathic doctors or more integrative health, more so than traditional, because I really want to separate myself a little bit more from insurance-based stuff and that sort of thing. Because I want
I think
people
there's a whole
to
movement away from that.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to become more and more aware of like, the pharmaceuticals and Western medicine in and of itself. Modern medicine just isn't giving us what we need.
And people know. People don't give themselves enough credit. They think, okay, my ankle, there's something wrong with my ankle, and so I should go have somebody, I don't know what to do. And, I really think that people do know what they want. I think they know how to fix themselves. I think they can fix themselves, and with just a little bit of help, they can do it. And so people just need to trust themselves and not think, oh, this is wrong. I have to wait 5 months to get into the doctor, and then I'm going to have to wait another 5 months to get to a specialist or whatever.
I think we've been conditioned for so long as a society that we're not supposed to be able to trust ourselves.
Right.
Like even from a religious point of view, we're not allowed to trust our own intuition.
Everything's external, right?
Yeah.
No.
We have to trust somebody else who happens to be the expert of whatever that may be. And listening to ourselves is really the key point. So,
And you'll know, okay, yeah, maybe I do need to go talk to a surgeon because, my fingers, whatever. But
my finger's hanging off.
My finger's hanging off. So of course that makes sense, right? But just not feeling well and knowing, by now, if people don't know that they need to eat right and drink water, you've been living under a rock. I mean, everybody knows how to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
It's not a secret. It's not some secret thing, and it's very simple. And if you just do this and do a few little things, you can change your whole life around. So, and I'm here to help.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's been wonderful having you come visit today. And again, I'm
really
so excited that I get to see you face to face in person for the first time. So
I really appreciate this. This has been great.
Yeah.
I love talking to you.
Yeah, same here. I'm going to have to hire you again.
Anytime.
Keep me focused on what I'm doing. So.
Yeah. All right. Did you get your podcast done? Did you get in there and get your podcast
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then did you drink your water?
Did you drink your water while you're... That's funny.
Well, thank you for coming
today.
You're welcome.
It's been very nice. Thank you so much. And it's juliedalenow.com.
Okay. Juliedale.com. So
juliedalenow.com.
Juliedalenow.com.
Like do it now, right?
Say that 3 times fast.
Right.
Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you learned something new about health and well-being. Remember, your current position is not your final destination. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Definitely reach out with questions so we can discuss it in a future episode. Until next time, live pure.